roll tide, but yeah.
Hey, hey, what up, what up, what up?
Software.
A type voice creation.
Hey, roll tide back, yeah, we ride from the dust. Go stepped out, they were praying we bust. 10 wins later, and we still in the hunt. SEC title game, yeah, we back up front. They said we dead, but the tide don't drown. We reload quick, hold, stay, hold it down. Tuscaloosa build different legends in the clay. Haters talk loud, but they never won't play. First round here, let the world in the trance. Mouth wide open like they caught in the stands. Thought we were broken, thought we were done. And the tide rolled in and the scoreboard spun. Mind left blank, whole crowd in the freeze. We do what we do, make giants to their knees. Haters pray hard for the tide to fall flat, but the tide rolls up. Now imagine that. Now imagine that. But the tide rolls up. Yeah, we the school with the rings, with the Lord with the crown. Walk in the room and the whole place bound. From Brian to Saban, the dynasty life. New era, same smoke, we forever gon' thrive. We built on grit, on blood, on pride. On Saturdays, the host I ride with the tide. Haters wanna doubt, but they never learn enough. Alabama football, we invented tough. Hey, hater, what up? Why you looking so stressed? Your team on vacation, we're still getting blessed. You scrolling through your phone, trying to find who to blame. Yeah, but your squad tapped out, they ain't built for the game. Yeah. You talk about next year, talk about next team. But the tide in your head like a permanent dream. Fix your buzzer, Roger, fix your we look crook of the tide. Ain't worried, we do what we do. We shock the world once, we shock it again. Every season, reload, every season we win. You can hope, you can pray, you can wish for our fall. But the tide roll heavy, we don't listen at all. We the standard, the blueprint, the code. Every hate in the south know the legend we wrote. So keep talking that talk, keep hoping we slip. But the tide stay ready, hold stay, don't drip. Hold stay, don't drip. Why you mad we back up? What up? Get 'em broke time. Why you mad we back up? What up? Get 'em broke time. But the tide just showed up. What up? Get 'em broke time. You were praying we fold up. But the tide done showed up. Now the whole damn south done blowed up.
Expectations.
No, you saying that they got the most to
lose. I will admit
when you have expectations, you have the most to lose.
See, when you say lose, that lose is different for almost every team.
I met him if you ask Golish.
What's up, Golish?
I said if you ask Golish.
And welcome back to Tight Sports. We're going to listen to a little bit of my Creek Water connection here where I'm talking with the fellas about SEC football. A lot of our conversations are not worthy to be reposted, but this one was classic. It's very interesting. So just take a listen. I always remember Roll Tide, y'all.
Speak with your quarterback. Speak with your team. He raising the expectations himself. He's the one telling these guys, we about to get Auburn back what it was. He's the one doing that, not the fans. So when you do stuff like that and you bring the alumni in, now if you don't live up to what you telling them you can do, then what? So a lot of this he doing on his own. You know what I mean? He raising the bar at Auburn, and I love it.
I love him for that.
Yo, but can I ask this?
If you had to ask me expectations, that's a different list than most to lose. In my opinion,
it's the same thing. If when you have expectations of something, when somebody expects you to do something, they are basically saying you are somewhere at the pinnacle, at the top of it. Which basically saying if you don't exceed it or get to it, you done lost what people thought that you were supposed to be. What you were supposed to be. That's the most to lose, man. That's what it is. And every team on this list, except for South Carolina and Missouri, have all been have each season, even when they were in down years, there have always been expectations for these teams to be great.
I just can't get out of my head that South Carolina is going. If they lose, they're going to lose their coach and they're going to lose whatever good recruits they have.
But is it going to affect the program though?
If they lose their coach and lose players.
Yes.
But they've had one season where they won 9 games since he's been the head coach there. How is that going to affect the program?
I think
he hasn't. If you're looking at it, apparently he hasn't done much since he's been there.
And his record, I think they expected a lot more out of him last year. I mean, when they had teams down and didn't finish the game, and people were wondering, can he handle it? I just think the biggest thing they got to lose by being having a losing season or a season less than 8 wins or less is the fact they may move on from him, and that's going to that's going to just destroy where they are because they're going to start over. You lose your coach, you starting over. I don't care who you are, Alabama, whatever. You lose, start over.
Can I ask a question? I can't remember I can't remember if it was on here or Ted show, but when we went through the season and looked at the schedule, all the teams that's in your top 4 or 5 record was better than Auburn's. So automatically you got Auburn with 4 losses. Most people had Auburn 8-4, right? Or 7-5, 8-4. Everybody else that's on this list 5 and above, they had between 8 and 10. So if you want to put Auburn on this list, then yeah, Nick, I agree they should be at the bottom. But in reality,
8 from the jump. That's why I had them at.
I don't. Right, but in reality though, if you look at Beamer and Venerables, I mean, hey, one bad season, they might be up out of there. They'll be out there for Goalish.
And unlike Goalish, they've had a chance to
bad season.
prove themselves.
They're not coming to football games next year.
Right, and they always sell out their football games.
That's how I look at it. Like
South Carolina's starting to fall
like
off.
If Venerables have a 7-5 and
Beamer
have a
5-7,
5-7, they out the door because Beamer bought Browse in to make this team better.
Right.
Venerables is coming off a playoff season. So
to your point, the same thing should be the same expectation should be for Georgia. The same expectation should be for Kalen DeBoer at Alabama.
I think
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so shout out to
Georgia.
Calvin Peterson, man. Shout out to Calvin Peterson, man. He said AG will get Auburn back to relevant this year. AG will be the next longest coach in Auburn history, man. Shout out to Calvin. $5 super chat. We appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I think that Georgia gets grace. Georgia wouldn't be.
Why would Georgia? Okay, so why would Georgia get grace when I just said at the beginning of this show Kirby Smart got knocked out of the playoffs 2 years in a row in the first game that he played in the playoffs? Why would he get grace then? Why would Kirby Smart get grace for that, but Brent Venables would not get it, even though he made the playoffs as well? Why wouldn't Kalen DeBoer get grace for the same thing, but Kirby Smart would get grace for it? Make it make sense. That doesn't make sense.
I'm fit to. Because Kirby's been to the playoff. Kirby's been in the title race every year. Almost every year.
No, he has not.
I said almost.
What do you consider the title race? What do you consider title race? Because Kirby Smart has had a bye week and he has lost in the first game he has played in the playoffs in the past 2 seasons.
Okay,
it's not a title race.
Did they not make the playoffs though?
Okay, Oklahoma made the playoffs.
So
Alabama made the playoffs.
Okay, listen though. But Kirby's been there more than Venerables, right?
A lot more than Venables. Yeah.
Okay. Right. That's my point. That's what I'm saying.
He's
been there. That's
right. His grace is for winning 4 years ago.
But I don't even think he's getting grace because he's on the list.
This is what I'm saying.
You just said he's been there more than them.
Listen to what I'm saying though.
I'm hearing what you're saying.
You're saying because Kirby's been there 4 years ago. What I'm saying is Kirby always have Georgia in the race, right?
I think Mike Elko is getting grace according to this list.
Exactly.
Well,
I don't think Kirby's on the list. The boys on the list. They're not getting.
No. I'm not.
But Kirby's not going. Okay, so if Kirby go 5-7, he's not going to get fired though.
But you just
saying.
But you just said that about Brent Venables, who just took the game to the playoffs.
Venables is gone.
Why would Venables?
He go 5-7. I think he get fired.
Venables is gone.
That's pretty low.
Listen, hold on. So let me say this: before this year. Before last season, when they made the playoffs, was Venables not on the hot seat at Oklahoma?
No, he was not.
What? Oh my God! Yes, he was. He really was.
He fired both of them coordinators, didn't he? After that season,
yes. He was on the hot seat.
They
People
want
were
me
just
to
like,
have
all
that.
right, what's up? What you gonna do? What it is? You need to get a coordinator in. He got a coordinator in.
He fired
And
2 of them,
brought
I
his-
think.
He brought a coordinator in, and he brought in and the coordinator brought in his quarterback. And you know what he did? He started back helping with the defense and calling the defense.
Tell
So
the boy go 5-7, he gonna get fired. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying, Tank.
That's a big
If
drop
Venomous
off.
go 5-7, he's gonna get fired.
Tell the boy
So
go
say
the same thing.
5-7.
Okay, so
That's
if you
The
go
boy
ahead
gonna
and
be
say
gone.
he be
the
gone.
same thing about Kirby Smart then.
Kirby's not gonna be gone.
Why
won't be
not?
gone.
They're not gonna fire him at Georgia.
After
I
just
don't,
being in
I
the
don't think he.
playoffs.
No, I don't
They're
think
not gonna
Kirby.
fire him at Georgia.
I think Kirby
Why
could lose.
not? Why not?
They would probably give Kirby
Why not?
another
We are
year.
in no. Why not?
5-7.
Because we are in a new era of college football where money rules and guys want to return on their investment. Correct.
Well,
So
he got
why
2
wouldn't
rings,
Kirby
though.
get the same heat that those
Because-
2 coaches get?
Because he got 2
got
rings.
2
and hit
championships.
Oh,
the
because he got
ring.
2 rings. Okay,
Right.
Fine.
He
Yeah, that
personally
kinda
has
earned
2
his
championships.
I'm not even
And his
putting the
resume got his
2
resume
rings that
has
he won
championships
4
on it
years
too
ago.
now.
I'm not
His
even putting
resume
them-
has
I'm
a lot
not
of
even
championships
putting
on it.
Listen,
Lately
hey,
type league.
you know what?
I'm not
What
putting the
happened?
rings in there, though.
Lately type league. This is a
I'm not putting the ring.
type league.
'Cause
But because he won 2
4 years
rings
ago, it's
he won
stronger
a-
than everybody else in the
Man,
league.
Stop it.
Nick, that's them saying that. What I'm saying is Kirby has Georgia in the playoffs every year.
Nick,
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, it would have been perfect. Ted, it would have been
Plus all
perfect.
those draft picks, like we can't.
You know what?
Right.
Listen,
Hey,
You gotta consider
the
the
discussion
output
should
of
have
this
been.
guy.
This discussion should have
Oklahoma send
been.
people to the draft.
Hey, from the top.
Alabama send
And he
people
got
to the
2
draft every
rings.
year.
Nick, the
he's
discussion
winning
should
the
have
whole
been
thing, too.
if these teams go 5-7, who has the most to lose? Because I think that's a good way to
that is a good way to
bring
frame
it
it.
in.
I agree with that.
The only thing I'm saying is you cannot sit here and say just because one person does this, it won't apply to the other person. You can't sit here and say that because he did the exact same thing that those other 2 coaches have done. Now, if you want to sit here and say, yeah, he won 2 national championships, okay, fine. That's fine. But he won those national championships in 2021 and 2022. And in the climate of college football that we in right now, and schools are trying to find coaches that can come in and help them win and be consistent every year. Man, if he go 5-7, have the same smoke for Kirby Smart that you would have for Brent Venables and for
I can't. He got like
why
6
would I
national
do that?
championships on his resume.
Hey, you got. I got to agree with you,
Think
Nick.
about this. Think about this.
I got to
man.
agree with
Like,
Nick, man.
Bro,
Why?
okay.
Look
He
at
has a-
Dabo Sweeney might have the hottest seat of anybody in the country.
This
He got championships on the resume.
You keep talking about fire him.
But
He
he's
like
That's
Kirby.
fire
why,
him.
right? But that's why
Consistent.
Clemson has given them chances.
Right. That's why.
Where y'all looking at it from a personal. You gotta look at it from a program.
Because I don't know them
Dabo-
personally, so I'm not looking at it at a personal standpoint.
Dabo
That's
has
not what I'm doing.
Dabo has
I'm
not
looking at it
been.
I'm looking at it from a standpoint of just saying, if you're gonna say the same thing about those coaches who was just in the playoffs the last year, had the same smoke for that same coach that got 2 national championships as well.
It's different though. It's like
But
Georgia
Georgia
can
don't.
go-
Within the
Georgia
last
can go
5 years.
6-6.
Now,
Caleb
like this is what we
Wood
can't do. Like we can't on one hand say he's got 2 national championships in the last 5 years, as if that's not recent relevancy. And then on the same hand, when we talk about Auburn, say, oh well, we've had 5 losing seasons. In 2021, when he was winning, when we was going 5-7, he was winning championships. That's not that long ago.
Yeah, but
Nobody else in the league. You got to go outside of the league to find championships since he won them. Nobody else in the league has done that.
But even before, the only thing that's different between Kirby Smart Georgia and Mark Richt Georgia is the fact of those national championships or those national championships.
Bro,
even
Georgia,
before that, Georgia was still a relevant program in college football. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I give you that.
They were still a relevant brand.
Wasn't in title talks though.
All right.
Yeah,
I
they
give
had-
you
They
talking
was
about. It
not
was a 10-win team. They were
Yeah,
10-win
Mark Richt.
SEC
They were
championships,
relevant.
and they was in the conversation for being for playing for national championships in the BCS era. They what
Bro,
were you
if
talking
Georgia
about?
went
They
5-7 and they fired Kirby Smart, that would
Georgia,
be the
the
dumbest
brand
thing
of Georgia has
that they have
always
done.
been.
You got to
the
give it at
brand
least 2
of
years,
Georgia
right?
Like,
has
that would be-
always been one of the top brands in college football.
You got to
has
give it
been.
2
You
years,
can't
right?
sit here and
Ted?
not deny
2
that.
years,
At least you talking about 5 wins?
5 wins, 1 year.
Bro,
Then next year,
if they went 5-7, if they went 5-7 next year and they got rid of him,
that'd be
teams
crazy.
would be lining up.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it would
Everybody
be
wants
like a
Kirby.
holiday, bro. That would be the dumbest thing that they could ever do.
I
Because
never
where you
said
gonna find
fire.
Kirby
I never
Smart?
said fire him. I said just have the same smoke for that guy that you having for those other 2 coaches that you said that would get fired.
But the program
But
don't
that's
have
what
that same.
I
never said anything about Kirby Smart getting fired. I said because the question came up. The question came up. If Brent Venables went 5-7 this upcoming season, he would be fired. And somebody said, and Tight said, if Kalen DeBoer went 5-7 this season at Alabama, he would be fired. I said, okay, then.
I don't
If
expect
Georgia
that.
go 5-7, why not have the same smoke for Kirby Smart? Because he was in the playoffs last year as well.
He don't have a national championship at Alabama.
DeBoer won a game in the playoffs last year.
But
So why not have the same smoke for them that you
doesn't have a championship at Alabama?
Kirby Smart that you would have for those two guys.
He got two championships in the last 5 years.
trophies in the Georgia trophy case.
Right.
You're right, man.
There are trophies with his name on it.
I think people miss that part of the conversation. Like we talking about firing the coaches, like who you gonna get, who you going to get. So yeah, Shane Beamer's like it's plenty of folks going to replace him, but if you go fire Kirby, it's gonna be like, who you going to get? You gonna get Brian Kelly, I guess, because he's the only person I can think of that's alive. Saban and what's the guy at Ohio State? They have a higher winning percentage than Kirby right now.
This is all I'm saying. If you look at, I get what you're saying, Nick, but program's not understanding that right now. Think about LSU just fired Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly won at LSU.
Brian Kelly went to one SEC championship game. He went to one SEC championship game. That's it.
They fired that man like he ain't won that.
Right. Bro, that's what I'm saying.
We were talking about,
I'm not even
this was a hypothetical world.
Because I said when it happened, I said, why are they firing this guy?
That's
what I
said.
Right.
If this was a hypothetical world where Brett Venables had a national championship, or maybe even an SEC championship at Oklahoma, then maybe I would see that. But like, bro, you haven't put no trophies in the trophies case. You can't
listen to what I'm saying, man. Listen, all I'm saying
hardware.
Nothing came out of my mouth about saying fire those guys. The only pushback I had was when it was said that this coach, Brent Venables, would get fired if he went 5-7 this season. I said, really? Then it was said Kalen DeBoer, if he went 5-7, would get fired. I said, oh, okay, that's interesting. I said, but then it was like, if Kirby Smart goes 5-7, he won't get fired. I said, okay, well, if that's the case, Alabama went to the playoffs last year. Oklahoma went to the playoffs last year.
Right.
Georgia went to the playoffs last year.
Right.
I've told you that Kirby Smart in the past 3 seasons did not make the playoffs, and then the past 2 seasons has got put out of the playoffs in the first game he's played in the playoffs. Why not have that same smoke for him that you having for Kalen DeBoer and Brent Venables?
Reads different.
All right.
So can I bring
what have you done for me lately type.
Do you know that all these top programs they try to hire?
Hold on, man.
Y'all right.
Hold on, tight.
Y'all right.
So let me bring this up, Nick. So
go ahead, man. Go ahead.
It's 16. And Travell, I'm not arguing no fact with your coach or nothing. So it's 16. Everybody thought Gus was out the door. But what saved Gus? Let's just keep it 100. What's the title in the SEC titles? What saved Gus? Everybody knew Gus should have been out the door after 16. Listen, at Auburn, what saved Tubbs and gave him some extra years?
How long? So to that point, if Kirby Smart makes it to the playoffs again this year and gets put out again in the first game he plays, what's gonna be? Are the rings gonna save him then?
Yeah,
that's crazy that we saying like that. You gotta think about who.
Being honest.
Think about what we're talking about. Let's just frame this for a second. Think about what we're talking about. We're talking about a coach whose expectation is not 1 win, 1 loss, 2 losses. We're talking about a guy, if he has a undefeated season, wins the SEC championship, and he loses a playoff game, that's where he is at right now.
Yeah, but bruh, they having conversations about
cannot lose a playoff game.
Bruh, they having conversations like that's to your point. That's a moot point because now the conversations of the SEC championship game are becoming irrelevant because now they talk about getting rid of the SEC championship game.
Okay,
Which is what we talked about last year. We talked about getting rid of the SEC championship game last year and how most teams don't even want to play in the game because they are looking forward to get to the college football playoff.
Okay.
That is the
Watch
gym
this.
now.
Take
So
away-
now- and even
take
and
away
Tez,
the-
even
take
you
away
said,
the
even
SEC
you,
championship.
No, Tez, even you
No.
said that now coaches are going to be
But that's not
judged upon how many times they get to the college football
But
playoff.
none of that is the point. None of that has
is the
anything to do with
point.
the point.
That's
Listen to what I'm
the
saying. Let's take it. Let's imagine they don't play the SEC championship. We're still talking about a guy who can win all of his games
and still
in the
lose
season.
in the college football playoff and
that's
hold
his expectations are playoff wins and losses.
And
The
he
guys
still
we
did
are
not
comparing
win.
it to,
And he still did not win the championship.
the guys
So
we
in that
comparing it
case,
to, they
I
have to
asked the
win.
question again. I asked the question again.
Bro,
if
you
he makes the playoff, if he
Hold
makes
on,
the
I got it,
playoffs
Tiz. Hold
again
on, I got
this year,
this.
if he makes the playoffs again this year, right? Because that's the expectation that we saying that's
He
set for him.
tagging in, Ted.
He doesn't even have a
Tag
number
me,
of
tag me.
games on his
Tag me,
expectations,
Ted.
bro.
We
Tag
tagging
me,
in,
Ted.
Ted.
Tag me,
That's what I'm
Ted.
saying.
It does
Like,
not
we're
matter
talking about a
because-
coach that doesn't
because
even have a
the
number
expectation is
of
the
games
playoff.
on his expectations. We're just saying he has to win all of it or nothing. Like, there's nobody else in the league that has that.
Ted, jump to the rope. Tag it.
Texas has that. Alabama has that.
Tag me.
Bro,
Texas and
Texas
Alabama
make
has
it to the
that.
championship game.
Texas and Alabama as a program have that to win the national championship every year. Georgia's not
Bro,
the only,
if Alabama made the national championship, if Alabama made it to the national championship
the
next year,
face of Alabama and Texas have
they
an expectation
Type would be very,
of
very
playing
happy
for the
with
national
that.
championship
Tag
every
me,
year.
Tez.
If
Hey,
Texas
they
made the
happy.
national championship, the Texas fan would be very, very happy with that.
But they
That's
have
true.
it. There's an expectation.
If Georgia
for Texas
makes the
and
national
Alabama
championship
to
next
make the
year,
championship
they better
and play
win
for
it, or it's
every
gonna
year.
they're gonna be upset. We're talking about all the rest of these teams have numbers on their expectations.
He won't do it.
Yeah, Ted.
You correct. But we
I
just
think he's
said
gonna have to
here-
jump in and
we
drop
just
kick him and
said
jump
here
back
and
out.
Just basically
Back
talk
into the
about
rope.
how Alabama, a brand, has the expectation of playing for the national championship every single year.
So
And
so
they
if
have
Kir-
that expectation. Texas has that expectation. They have that expectation. We're not
So
talking
if
about
Kirby-
a coach. We're talking about a brand
I thought we was
of
talking
school.
about Kirby. We talking
So
about whether
if that's the
Kirby.
Kirby's the head
case-
coach of the Georgia
so if that's the
Bulldogs.
case,
Yeah,
so if that's the case, then if Ryan Day lose in the playoffs, Ohio State should fire him, right?
He was about to.
they was
Before he
getting ready to
won,
Before
fire
he
him, to be
won,
honest.
he was about to be fired.
But then what happened?
He won a championship.
So guess what that bought him?
The rules got
We
rewritten
cannot-
that
bruh,
day.
we
That's
talk-
what I'm
we-
saying.
You know what?
That's
You know
what we
So
saying.
that's what Kirby
saying. The
has.
rules
That's
got
what-
rewritten.
It's my
that's
fault. You know what?
that's
It's my
exactly-
fault. It's my fault because
That's
I kept
exactly
saying
No, it's
Kirby.
not.
It's my fault. It's my fault because I kept saying Kirby. From now on, I'm just gonna say the team. Georgia has lost every first game they played in the playoffs. They have lost the past 2 seasons and did
But they're
not make the
making that
playoffs
playoffs is pretty
the 2
big
seasons
step, though.
before. They didn't
They're
do
making-
it. So let me stop saying Kirby Smart.
They're
Let me
making the
stop saying
playoffs.
Kalen DeBoer. Let me stop saying Lane Kiffin. Let me stop saying Steve Sarkisian. Georgia made it to the playoffs and lost in the first game that they played in the playoffs. That's what they
Okay,
did.
and Ohio
And
State been
Georgia
doing, and
also
Ohio
won
State was doing the
2
same
national
thing.
championships.
You are correct.
Right,
They
Ohio
won two
State was
national
doing
championships.
that.
They won.
Ohio
They
State was
won 2
doing this
national
shit all the
championships
year.
in 2021 and 2022.
Yeah, it's like-
But in the
once
past
again,
3
it's like- it's
seasons,
like Kirby
but
has
in the
two
past
mothers.
in the past 3
Basically.
seasons, Georgia has not made the playoffs, and Georgia has lost in the first game that they played in the playoffs. Now, I asked the question again because you said they have rings, because Georgia has won 2 rings. If Georgia gets to the playoffs again and loses in the first game that they play in the playoffs, what does that say about their head coach then? Please tell me.
They're just saying.
What is
they're
the
just saying
expectation
that-
for them then?
They're just saying that Kirby's
I'm gonna say
losing
it
his
again.
edge.
I'm gonna say it
That's
again to
all.
the chat and everybody that's watching. I apologize for saying the head coach's name because that's what we normally do when we do that. I'm gonna just start saying the teams. Georgia. If Georgia loses in the first game of the playoffs again this year, what are we saying about Georgia at that point in time?
They're just saying that they losing their edge or that the talent
my
that
God.
Yeah,
the
they're
NIL is
on the
catching
top
up.
line.
Oh my
That's
God.
all
Okay.
though.
Okay.
You
What
can't,
I'm
you can't
saying,
fire
listen,
nobody
hold
to
on,
keep
hold
going to the
on.
playoffs.
This is what I'm
Okay.
saying.
This is what I've been saying. You can't keep
They're
firing nobody
not.
to go to
But you
playoffs.
want to
Right, they're not
but
gonna
if that's
fire
the
Kirby.
case,
You
If
going
that's
to
the
playoffs?
case, you want to do a whole program overhaul for Oklahoma and Alabama, even though they had just made the college football playoff this past season as well. All
But
right,
Oklahoma
I
was on
understand.
that.
Venable was on the hot seat before he made the
year before.
playoffs.
I
Before
get
he
what
made
you're
the
saying, bro.
playoffs.
I get what y'all
Come
saying.
on,
All right.
man.
So if he
I get what
comes
y'all
in
saying.
at like I said, he comes in at 7 games or something, Venomous might be gone, man.
Okay,
But
all right.
I
don't agree with it. I don't agree
don't-
with that. But that's what y'all believe. I don't agree with it, but that's what y'all believe. That's
The man was on the hot seat the year before.
Okay, all right. Hot seat.
He fired a coordinator in the middle of the season.
Okay, you're correct, man. You're correct.
I mean,
They was finna fire, and they made the play. Listen, they made a bowl game, and they was finna fire Venable.
Yeah.
Just being honest. So it's like, bro, looking at the past history, if Venable goes 5-7, yes, they probably will get rid of him.
That'd be a better conversation. 5-7. This team go 5-7. Who get fired?
With Georgia, every year Georgia makes it to the playoffs.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
They're not gonna let their coach go because every year he's in the playoffs, no matter if he wins the first game or not. If Auburn was to make the playoffs every year, do you think they would fire their head coach? No.
Georgia did it. As a matter of fact, Georgia did it because Georgia was a career win team with Mark Richt, and they fired him because he didn't win the game. So
Mark Richt wasn't going to no title game.
To your point, Georgia will fire him. And now I think it's probably even more sped up because now you in the NIL.
I bet if you put 2 national championships on Mark Richt, they wouldn't have got rid of him.
I might be wrong. I might be wrong to your point, but it is what it is, man. We got to get out of here. I agree with you. So we can get out of here. Make your point.
I agree with you, Nick. But in the year, Mark Richt was not winning titles. Man. Mark Richt wasn't even going to the title game.
Mark Richt, okay, man. All right.
Yeah, he wasn't going to title games. He was winning the SEC. Then they they left him out one time or something. I don't know. He won 2 SEC championships.
So is this the final list? Is this what everybody agrees on right here, or do y'all want to change anything before we get out of here?
I'm good with that.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm good with them.
All right. Cool. Right.
What a conversation.
No matter I'm coming. No matter I'm coming. Girl. Yo. Check the blueprint, Tuscaloosa's the foundation. We birthed a nation, the bats caused a nationwide evacuation. The sea was the proving ground, the standard we set high. Saw Henry and Ingram touch to Heisman sky. They handed out the stiff arm, it was more like a smash. Made that whole damn currents look like absolute crap. We talk 4,000 yards, talk 40 touchdowns deep. You thought you had the angle, but you fell fast asleep. Derrick Henry stepped up, 6'3" and 247. A freight train out of hell, sent straight from football heaven. He didn't sidestep, nah, he came to stomp and pound. Defenders caught the pain as his cleats tore up the ground. Mark Ingram was the first, a compact stick of dynamite. Alice and the birds flew by that championship light. He ran through the middle, put his shoulder in your ass. If you weren't on the ground, you were running out of gas. Blowing through your chest, trapping them for Bama's backfield beast. Henry came stomping like hell on wheels. Heisman in hand, breaking bones with steel. 2 KRC, it got wrecked. Too many men, still not enough to check. Blowing through your chest, no damn regret. We run through pain, leave turf and sweat. Blowing through your chest, no time to rest. Blowing through your chest, we smash and flex. Too damn strong, too damn complex. Blowing through your chest, we stomp the best. This ain't finesse, it's a damn conquest. Ingram ran low, compact with blast. Heisman first, made history last. Saving spark, pounded with pride, made the whole damn nation feel that time.